we're about to see some exciting Overwatch. We gotta keep the hype up here. But we're taking a look at this. Get right in game here. You got the point already unlocked, and GWJ playing this Pharah. Both teams kind of running this dive competition, and CC with the farmers.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're seeing even the Sombras in play as well. Again, Songboost coming in, IU up, not on this roster anymore. This is going to be the expectation. More Sombra play, and going up against Haker, that's a tough ask.
Well, JWJ just answers that, and he frags about Haker right away. Fearless does go down, though, to Huya Piggy here. Or, just Piggy, my bad. But nice boop there onto him to remove him from the contention here. So JWJ really doing a lot of the work here in this fight. And Team CC will take the first cap.
Solid start right there. Not only that, but you also have a really solid beginning. The traction being set now already. Song Boost at 95% towards their EMP. They're going to be able to use that in this next fight. They have to shut down the front line. JMac is going to try to create space in this next engagement. Well, hey, you got the tools to take them out.
Right, you got the EMP, you got the barrage. CO, though, will fall at the very beginning of the fight. You're going to see a hack come through onto JWJ, and he's just collapsed upon by JMac here, who picks up the double kill, actually. He's gotten both kills in this fight with the assistance of that nano boost there from Molly. He's got his eyes on that Mango Jai up in the air on the Mercy. Coming out of the Valkyrie now is hacked and will be promptly finished off by Haker here. EMP available for him. Not going to choose to use it here, which is a wise move. Don't want to invest too many ultimates in a fight that basically you've already won.
Well, think about the pacing of these fights, too. I mean, Songboost is going to be able to get out of here. And look at this. They only took 2 fights, but 71% already scored for CC. And they're coming back into this fight with a lot of weapons.
Yeah.
Really going to come down to who is going to be more aggressive with that EMP. Haker, Songboost, both with those in tow.
You're right. And you're going to see JWJ and Mango Jai swap there off the Far Mercy onto the Brig and onto the Zenyatta. So they lose their ultimates, so they won't have the barrage. That big damage might be useful, but we're going to see how Team CC approaches this, kind of flushing JMac out of the spot. Big anti-nade comes through, catches JWJ and VK. Jumps a little bit low, but the Sound Barrier will be able to keep him alive. Mango Jai does get that first kill onto Haker. So, Team CC with the man advantage, pushing in here, looking to get more kills. Fearless chasing down the supports in the vulnerable backline, but the double triple kill out of LGE.Huya here might have spelled disaster for CC, and they just might have to cut their losses and back out. And they used all their ultimates in that fight too, and they do not find value here.
That was such a good couple of picks drawing together. You're talking about all 3 supports off the table initially. Now Songboost, he's going to be swapping over to the Zarya. They're going to go for, you know, a much more rounded composition here, as they're going to be going into LGE, who's still running with that double DPS, still running with the Ana as well, so they could get more aggressive. They could put more resources into Fearless here and start taking some of these guys out. Definitely can jump on Molly as an option as well.
Yeah. CC kind of pushed onto the outskirts here. Everyone takes an anti-nade, has to get healed up. Hack comes through, no, gets canceled at the last second, but VK finds JMac to start things off. CC, again, with a man advantage. Can they make it work this time is the question, as now the control percentages on both sides, they've been evened up. 71 to 83%, LGE with a slight lead, but if CC takes it here, they could possibly end it. We got a Boostio on the field, ladies and gentlemen. So though, he's just gonna kind of fall into the pit, bit of a tactical retreat, you might say. Comes back up though, right and ready. Songboost in the side here, a little bit low HP, but does get healed back up. JMac makes the swap over the Wrecking Ball, does a fair bit of disruption actually onto the point, and now you've got 99% for LGE.Huya, but everyone's dropping like flies, and CC will get the recap. LGE need one more cap to take this point.
Team CC could easily end things here. The one thing that LGE.Huya has going for them right now is that EMP that Haker has up. He has to be the hero in this next fight. They have to make sure that they catch Mango Jai and CO, ideally both, in this next fight with that EMP. Otherwise, CC will be able to out-sustain it.
Right, eyes on the positioning, and he misses Mango Jai, so he's able to use the Transcendence in the nick of time to save his entire team. Now, will CC capitalize upon this? The Graviton Surge from Songboost eaten right up by Piggy, but still, members low HP. Fearless will finish off Haker, and now you've got a bit of a split fight on the point here. You got the tanks of Huya on the point itself, whereas the rest of them are split up in the backline, and now CC is just collapsing. Piggy uses the bomb in a bit of a desperation attempt, but it doesn't even matter as Fearless and Songboost find the double frag. JMac into the pit. It's just a full team wipe for Team CC, and they will take the first map of Nepal.
That is nice from CC. Think about LGE.Huya. I mean, this is a team that is very well coordinated. Definitely felt like in Group B, this was the you know, probably best GOATS team in terms of, you know, their coordination, the way that they operated together, their synergy was, you know, hands down the best, it seemed like. CC, though, at the moment, really feels like they're firing on all cylinders, even going toe-to-toe against Heurix with that Sombra.
Yeah, you know, they're approaching these fights very fearlessly, you might say, with perhaps their fearless leader, Fearless, and it's a good look for them, I gotta say. And now we're gonna be moving on to Shrine, so we're gonna see just a classic GOATS composition coming out from CC. LGE, though, running dive again with the Sombra Trace.
All right, bringing it right back out, and CC, you're going to answer it with an Ana as well, bringing out the 3-3 Fearless on the Reinhardt this time around to start things off, and already you can see they have control. LGE swapping things up. They already saw this, and no surprise, Heurix, again, staying on that Sombra. They know their win condition is leaving that guy on Sombra at all costs.
Yeah. And Heurix actually going to get slept here to start things off. Will CC be able to capitalize? Yes, they do. Mango Jai finishes him off there. Just a quick burst of damage. Fearless, though, is left all alone on the point to fend for himself. And J-Mac is actually going to find that frag onto him. And this is going to allow LGE to just kind of snowball their way through this fight.
That's a big pick right there. Dropping Fearless for Heurix is one you'll take every time, because Heurix, he can even get back to the fight pretty quickly, start, you know, dishing out a little bit of punishment himself, building up into that EMP. Definitely going to be something that they're going to want to do here. But CC, coming back into this, they want to make sure that they keep Fearless protected, maybe showing signs of some miscommunication with a new player on their roster.
Yeah. Or, you know, it was just a 900 IQ bait by LGE. They knew they were going to sleep Heurix, so they were like, all right, we got to engage and we got to target Fearless. But who knows? Run on the minds of these players. And Songboost here, just looking to build up that energy, build up to that Graviton Surge, but Molly takes CEO down already. However, members of LGE are just a little bit low there on the outskirts. Doesn't seem like CC is in a position where they can actually capitalize on these, however, so they're just going to have to deal with poor Fearless there being chucked around like a pinball. He's going to somehow be able to stay alive. The Graviton Surge is tossed in from both of these teams, and they're locked up right up into each other, and LGE will emerge victorious. The Transcendence came through there from Molly and kept everyone alive and allowed them to deal the damage to wipe out CC.
Such a big play there to go 1-for-1 on those ultimates. You'll take that time and time again, especially when you have the advantage of the Transcendence. And now going into this next fight, you know, we talk about EMPs all the time, how they can really be difference makers in different types of engagements. Well, this is going to be just the same. They also have the beat Lingon Esports. They just look like they're going to be able to easily take this next fight and probably the point along with it.
Yeah, after, you know, maybe a bit of a rough start on Sanctum, they really seem to have found their groove. Don't want to jinx them, however, don't want to cast or curse them. It has happened many times in the past, but the EMP comes through, catches 4 members, only Songboost and Mango Jai escaping, and that's not going to matter, as Fearless is the first to drop. The charge comes through onto Songboost, and that'll be LGE just getting ever closer to that 100%.
Really clean fight, and you can see exactly what we were talking about with LGE.Huya before. This is a really, really well-coordinated team. Now they still have that sound barrier to kind of play off of it a little bit. Although CC, they could go for a setup play with the D.Va self-destruct. VK could pop off here and be a hero.
Oh, no.
Or not.
Fearless is going to be kept out the gate. Just not even allowed to get in. Well, LGE.Huya, they're acting as the bouncers to even out this series. 1-1 as we move into map 3. It's going to be on Village. Do we expect to see more Reinhardt goats? What do you think, Heurix?
There's 2 different ways to take this here. A lot of teams, you know, you'll see them play a Reinhardt goats, maybe 1 DPS, whether it be the Sombra, whether it be the Mei. Mei is pretty typical as well if you play off the point a little bit and then, you know, just hold off the enemy. The other thing you could see is something like Farah Hanzo, although it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. Heurix, of course, always going to be on the Sombra, always. And Songboost, on the other hand, he's going to go on that Mei.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, right? Here's what Heurix's playing for. Team CC, he figures if they beat them, he can afford to take one of those Cs and insert it into his tag. Then he becomes hacker, right? And I mean, dude plays Sombra. It fits, right? So he's playing right now for the Cs in Team CC. He really wants them, and let me tell you, he is determined to get them. He will not play Sombra until he does, until he completes his full name.
Well, we see them taking high ground right now. LGE just posturing for position, trying to get into a better position, that is actually to try to deal with this Mei that's now on the point. Songboost getting hacked, but they can still run in here. Yeah, they do. Again, though, Songboost still has that primary fire, right, which is very dangerous, especially with a competition that is so grouped up. And now the Ice Wall is going to come through to cut members off.
LGE have to rotate out of it, but they're just caught in a bad position regardless, and Mango Jai gonna sweep up 2 kills right off the bat, and that'll be Team CC getting the early lead here on Village.
I still think that LGE had the right idea there. Hacker went into the back, got the hack onto Song Boost that disabled the wall from being able to go up, and that was a huge opportunity for LGE to push in. Unfortunately, they just weren't able to execute. They weren't able to find a pick in that situation, and now they're in that dangerous position where Song Boost is now closing in on 80% towards his Blizzard after one fight and holding them down.
Oh, look at that. Another great cutoff there onto J-Mac. He is kept alive, but not for long. Molly, actually it's Molly that goes down, and Fearless falls on the other side. So double kill, triple kill actually make it for LGE. And they steamroll their way right back through here and just wipe out CC entirely.
Clean fight there, though. Really, this is just going to be a battle of who has the most strength coming into this next fight, right? CC has so many things at their disposal. They could even combo the Blizzard with the Graviton if they want to utilize those 2 cooldowns together. And maybe get some follow-up damage there as well, but Haker could shut it all down, just as you said. I mean, EMP, save everything here.
You're watching him right now as he kind of sneaks around, pops it from the side. It's a 6 man. Fearless, they're getting stunned and just absolutely obliterated, and that'll just be LGE's fight to win. Complete and utter annihilation by Haker's EMP.
Huge. Piggy was even able to get off a lot of damage in that fight as well. Now he's going to have his grav likely for the next one.
That's
if
perfect.
he can get off a little bit more poke, hold on to his energy levels, maintain that here. He might actually have to ask J-Mac to get a little bit more aggressive, but that'll open up opportunity for CC to catch him in isolation, throw down a wall when you see the Reinhardt drop from the high ground. But Team CC going to be looking for that opportunity to drop the Blizzard here.
Yeah, a lot of ultimates going to be used in this fight. You see the double Graviton Surge comes through. Transcendence out from LGE. J-Mac is frozen for the time being, does not have an opportunity to use a Shatter. There he goes, gets a triple, and Song Boost and CO fall instantly. Fearless is kept alive, he's got a Shatter of his own. Might be an opportunity to turn things around here, but the shield play here from J-Mac has got to be on point. Fearless goes in the corner, trying to go for the Shatter, but it's not going to pan out in the end. And LGE Esports once again win this fight, 80% and counting.
Really, really good support. They will not let J-Mac go down ever if they can help it. If they can throw resources at him, they will do just that. CC, though, you know, we did see J-Mac with an excellent Shatter to pin everybody down from CC, namely JWJ. Fearless can do that here, and this is their last chance. This is their last opportunity. You have to get value from these ultimates.
Taker with the EMP once again. CC doesn't have the Zenyatta Transcendence to avoid this one, and J-Mac picks up the first kill right away. Shatters Fearless in the close quarters situation, then finishes off BK. He is taking names out here, and this will be LGE taking it. Team C will not get that first place. That is important.
That is so big that LGE wins that because, again, yeah, just as you mentioned, now they secure first place. That's so huge for them. And not only that, but we're back to seeing exactly why Haker loves playing on that Sombra. They're just so good when he's on that role.
All right, lafon, come on in here. Let's get your thoughts on this game. How do you think about Fearless as he in his first showing?
I mean, actually, considering the fact that it's his first game in so long, he looked okay. I mean, you know, he wasn't, especially on that first stage, I would describe him as, you know, perfectly adequate in terms of his Reinhardt play. Sorry, in terms of the Winston play on that first point, but it's been I think you can kind of see that there's moments where they're caught out a little bit, and that is to be expected when you've got a main tank coming in. We don't know how long he's been scrimming with the team, obviously, and he obviously has no game experience whatsoever, so that always changes things up. So you know, for Team CC, you know, it's a little bit shaky. You know, that first stage on Shrine was obviously, you know, where the Reinhardt got caught out after the entire team went to kill the Sombra. But I think considering it's his first map, even I think relative to expectations, he performed pretty well.
Yeah, well, very good stuff. We're gonna restart the stream real quick. Just a little bit of technical difficulties, but we'll get that all sorted out and right back as soon as possible. So do not go anywhere. We will be back.
To this position where they're going forward into the playoffs as seed 1. through Group B. I think it's going to be more of the same here, without a doubt. Haker on Sombra, everything else the same. And actually, Songboost, JWJ, they're going to go right back to that Sanctum setup. They're bringing in the Sombra again as well.
MangoJai gets a nice headshot onto Haker there. Was trying to translocate out of danger, but found himself dead after one of the orbs of destruction found their way into his cranium. JMac, though, punishes Songboost for getting a little aggressive. So both Sombras going down at the very, very beginnings of these fights, but of course that is way more advantageous for the attack here. They have the free man advantage and can really gain a lot of space and push in here. But JWJ has just been dealing a whole bunch of damage there. You see him, JMac there, dropping very low, almost actually going down. Has to drop the bubble shield and get healed back up to full health. Haker returning to the fight, takes MangoJai out of the equation, and CO very low as well. Finished off by Lensa there, but the majority of the damage was done by Haker. They're finding the hack. BK just caught in the side, hacked up, and this is really just going to be LGE.Huya's point.
Yeah, this is a tough composition to play here, CC. You know, we saw them bring in the Pharah. Everybody else has to be very elusive, buy time for JWJ to get the damage off and create a lot of pressure onto LGE.Huya. They don't do that. CC crumbles under the power, the might of LGE.Huya. So we'll see LGE.Huya really benefit from that. Yes, they got the point. They have this massive time bank, but they also generated a lot of ultimates in the process.
Yeah, check out Haker here. Again, sneaking around, looking for an opportunity for the big 6-man EMP, and he finds a 5-man. Almost gets JWJ there, but it's going to allow LGE to get 3 quick kills and then subsequently win the fight. So they are just carrying their momentum through this, Heurix.
Absolutely, and JMac can go forward. They can claim some more, right? I mean, LGE.Huya, they're going to be hard-pressed to be able to do anything about the pressure that LGE can just push out at this point. And look how safe their healer is going to be in the back as well.
Yeah.
Molly, with that nano boost, can make sure that JMac can just stay alive forever, especially with that Primal Rage up as well.
Yeah. It's going to be crazy, right? You basically have the instant 200 HP healing and then the Primal Rage, which gives you 1,000, right? So you have a ridiculous amount. He's going to use both of those here. Try and deal some damage on the front lines. Haker finds Fearless to start things off. JMac, his Primal Rage is now expired. You're going to see the self-destruct tossed in there from Piggy. Doesn't really find much in the way of targets, but you're seeing the isolation here. CEO just driven so far away from the rest of his team that he's not really providing anything right now. And Huya are able to fight without their Winston. And again, they're finding these D-Max, they're finding these kills. But MangoJai and Songboost, their spawns are so close, so CC might actually have an opportunity to stabilize here. Oh, JMac goes over the edge. Not sure if that was tactical or if he was just backed off. But
yeah, they were going for the reset there. I mean, LGE.Huya, they realized that they made a little bit of a mistake there. Yeah, they took CO out of that, but they overinvested early in that fight. Now they're going to have to make swaps to make sure that they can counter out CC and start to figure out an answer perhaps to the Graviton combo that's going to come from CC with their self-destruct. Well, there's always an answer when you've got Haker on your team, right? Yeah. EMP at the ready, all ready from LGE.Huya.
Yeah, MangoJai actually just going to be hacked, and there's the 4-man EMP that LGE was waiting for. Can they capitalize on this one? The answer is yes, they will. Haker goes down, but VK is traded in turn here, so no Diva, no Defense Matrix. That is going to be so crucial, and the Graviton Surge is tossed in from CC. However, they're trying to take this one back, and they're going to be able to do it. They sustain for just long enough.
Incredible that they pull this off, and they also do it with maintaining their support ults as well. MangoJai, CO, both with those up and ready. They even have the rally to boot. I mean, CC is going to be so difficult to take down in this next fight without the help of the EMP that they just used in the last one.
And because LGE, they just swapped up their comp, right? JMac over onto the Reinhardt now, and they just invested that EMP. They've got nothing going into this next fight. Absolutely nothing. Bomb in the back line there from VK. Will not find anything. Songboost, however, will take JMac down on that front line. Once more, this fight swings in CC's favor.
That's all they wanted there. I mean, that was a beautiful set bomb. You could tell it was practiced by VK. Gave them the opportunity to just jump down JMac's throat, and they were easily able to find that kill. LGE.Huya is still kind of struggling since getting that early advantage early on.
Yeah, looking for the drive pushes now, getting their support ultimates online, as well as this Graviton Surge very soon from Piggy. That might give them the edge that they need in these fights, but MangoJai actually going to be taken down by a stray charge there. JMac just goes in and finds the pick off. This is crucial now, and the Graviton Surge will be tossed in, and would you look at that? Team CC, they have got no Transcendence to keep them alive. So you're going to see Song Boost go down. However, Haker is traded in this fight. Payload is moving 2.55 meters away with 1:34 left to go. Huya will invest the sound barrier as well as the rally into this fight and allow JMac to find CO here. They are so close to getting this point. They just need to finish off these stragglers, but Graviton Surge from Song Boost going to be used here, trying to take members down, but no, the kills will still swing in LGE's favor, again with the help of JMac and Haker, finding kills time and time again, and now we're in third point.
And we talk about time. Well, hey, they got a lot out of it. I mean, LGE.Huya, on their attack, they lost a lot of what they came into this second stage with. Now they're down to 2.5 minutes. That's a lot less than what anybody would have anticipated given their first, couple of pushes. Now CC fighting back defensively here.
And this is really great for CC, this positioning, right? Because this third point is really where that spawn advantage comes into play big time. It is so very close for the defenders, and for the attackers, again, a little bit of a longer walk, might split it, but EMP gonna come through. JWJ instantly gone. Fearless extremely low. I'm not even sure how this guy is being kept alive right now, but he finally falls. 2 piggies damage as the supports are picked off in the backline. So just, great healing there, just keeping him up.
You gotta love how consistent LGE.Huya is behind Haker's EMPs. Every time he throws one out, they always find at least 1 or 2 picks every single time. So CC definitely have to worry about that. But hey, now we have it down to 1:35. Graviton at the ready for Piggy here. Can he get it down?
Yeah, double tank ultimates, actually, not just the Graviton, but you've got the Shatter as well. So it's a double threat. Shatter comes through, does not get anything. And now you're seeing Piggy here. He's just trying to bait out this defense matrix. He's going to toss it on the payload, finds so many members. Mango Jai tries to keep everybody alive, but C was picked off as a result by Molly. And Piggy at extremely high energy right now and is looking for those D-Mechs, looking for those kills. Fearless going to be dropped right away, and BK so very low here, finally popped out of the mech. Song Boost tosses the Graviton Surge, but it doesn't matter because Haker's EMP is absolutely massive, and it's going to finish off the straggling members here as the payload moves ever closer. Brigitte with the rally, though. JWJ trying to make a difference here, but can he even make a dent in the armor that LGE.Huya built up in their 2 tanks right now? But with the reinforcements arriving, this is the spawn advantage we were talking about. CC are able to hold on, install the payload for long enough to allow the respawns to come through, and now LGE.Huya have to back out with only 30 seconds left on the clock.
1 fight remaining, and that you don't even have the EMP, the thing that you always rely on. You only have the Grav to go into this fight with. Piggy, he was staying in there with a massive amount of energy, trying to get that online for his team. They need to be aggressive with this now before support ultimates come up for CC.
And it's so very close here. You're looking at Sia right now. He's going to be the one to counteract that Graviton Surge, but they can't give him the opportunity to do so. Anti-Nade catches the tanks. The Sound Barrier will keep them alive. There's the Graviton Surge we're waiting for. Sio does not quite have that ultimate up, and Songboost is going to be the first casualty. Fearless does get the Nano Boost to keep him alive, but the damage still penetrates through that, and he will be taken out of the equation here. Overtime onto the point. LGE just looking to get this final few kills to move the payload all the way. They find it. But again, in overtime, you know they would have loved to have more time bank there.
Yeah, absolutely. But still, getting the job done, that is insane from LGE.Huya. Always seeming to rest on Haker, but hey, there's other players on this team that are capable of heroics, and this time around it was Piggy.
Exactly. JMac definitely stepped up big as well in that second point. And Lafon, come in, main tanks, right? Let's talk about that battle. Fearless versus JMac. What have you noticed?
I mean, one of the interesting things is that if you're LGE, you actually just want to force Reinhardt, right? I think one of the things is that in that Winston matchup, Fearless has had the advantage pretty much all game long, but as soon as you force him onto the Reinhardt in the mirror, he's kind of struggled, and LGE, they recognize that, right? Whenever they see the Winston play, they seem to get, staggered out. That last fight, twice on second, comes down to the fact that Fearless is able to pull a ton of aggro away, and Fearless, doing a lot of work there. But, as soon as they force the Reinhardt, Fearless is definitely the less advantageous player. And JMac took advantage of it via Earth Shatters. He's farming Earth Shatter up faster. He's putting a lot more pressure on Shield, and Fearless is going down a lot easier. And so across the field, if you're Team CC, you want to try and keep that Winston on play as long as possible. So I think you can expect to see that coming to the remainder of the series, where Team CC is probably going to lean towards the Winston a lot more than Lingon will. I
have to agree, definitely. I mean, when you look at the way that LGE.Huya was playing as well, you look at you know, how they wanted to get into some of these fights, how CC was reacting and everything. You even saw some of the set bombs that came out from VK, especially on the side of CC, really putting a lot of pressure on JMac initially, and they got a lot of value there. But hey, just as LaFon said, as he does dip out, unfortunately, we're gonna have to move on without him. But you know, still, when we go over to this Rien v Rien like we have right now, I don't know. It really seems to kind of go in the other direction.
CC going for a bit of an interesting push here through the roller coaster. You know, it's a bit of a shame. Can't ride that. What was it called again? I don't remember. Flight to Duskwood or something like that. But CC pushing all the way around here, so getting very close to the point. They're actually going to take the high ground up here on the boat shop, looking for perhaps the drop down aggression.
Well, hey, Songboo's up on top and understands exactly where he needs to be on this Zarya so that he can be kind of a little bit more supportive, but also not taking too much pressure. And they're going to be doing just that. But hey, LGE.Huya still finding ways to get kills. How are they able to do this?
I don't even understand. What a slaughter in LGE.Huya. They just, that long rotation is just going to end up costing CC a big chunk of time.
Yeah, not only that, but well, at the very least, we see CC able to pull out one single tick here. That's going to be big for them. Now they can maybe put a nano boost onto Fearless and just allow him to pop off. Still, though, LGE.Huya have a lot to rely on here. They have support ults coming on online, namely that Transcendence. They have the EMP coming up that they're always so good with. And sticking up to this high ground, they have a massive advantage positionally, even if they fall back to that boat shop where they were before.
Yeah, watching Piggy here with the Graviton Surge. No real defensive support ultimates online for Team CC. See only about 47% to that sound barrier, so it's really going to only be the nano boost. So CC have to come into this engagement knowing that and watching out for Haker sneaking around with that EMP. You see him there hiding just underneath the ledge, waiting for the drop down once more. And he pops in, gets the 5-man. Fearless all hacked up, all isolated, and just goes down instantly by Haker's hand. And this will just be LGE once again, just winning out this fight, you know, always targeting Fearless, it seems.
Yeah, every single time that they could possibly do that. That's exactly what we're talking about with LaFon as well. But hey, LGE.Huya is still sticking into this fight. They always seem to want to do this here. CC taking a long time to die off after losing Fearless early on. But again, LGE.Huya, they're always going to look for those opportunities, especially with the Sombra in play. Try to find Fearless and isolate him, get that early pick, and you can just take time away freely. And
crucially there, LGE.Huya didn't even have to use their Graviton Surge. They are still holding on to that. They are still holding on to the Earth Shatter, Transcendence, Rally. They're going to have the Sound Barrier as well. So they are just looking absolutely stacked with only a minute left on the clock. CC, it's now or never. They really got to step up and make a play here.
The minute left. They have to find a way to shut down Haker. And they have to do it with this grab. They have to find a way to shut down Piggy. I mean, no defensive ults at all for CC. If they go grab for grab, they're going to lose.
Songboost is the only one who evades that EMP, which was built up so quickly, and he tosses in the grab, but it doesn't even matter. Huya just wiped CC out again. That was insane. How fast was that EMP built up by Haker? He used it at that last fight, and then at the start of this one. That's insane.
And you still have that same problem. You still have that same problem, CC. They do not have the Transcendence on the board because they are running an Ana instead, and they're still going to be caught likely by Piggy's Graviton, who was able to save the day on the third point. Hey, he can shut down this first point defense himself as well.
We might even see a full hold here, Heurix, which should be something we don't see very often. It's all going to come down to Piggy. Can he find the big old Graviton Surge? But you're going to see the Nano Boost come in straight away here as Fearless pushes in, gets the Flick Shatter. So many members knocked down, but they're caught in the grab. They can't capitalize. However, Fearless still able to swing away and pop off this man, making the difference. And CC have found the play that they need to get themselves into second point with 2 minutes and about 30 seconds to go. They got to keep this momentum rolling, Heurix.
First competitive matchup in 10 months, and Fearless is dropping bombs like that. Not only that, but coming away from that fight, he was able to cleave out 60% towards his next one.
Yeah.
They're gonna need set plays like that. They're going to need those kinds of things to get through the rest of the stage. They have to go the distance here, remember? So they have to make sure that they're consistent throughout this second stage of the map. That's going to be very difficult, given the fact that the Sombra is still in play from Lingon Esports.
Yeah, talking about Hercules, Fearless definitely going the distance there. But CC, again, they got to keep this momentum rolling. They can't really afford to lose these fights. It's all going to come down to Heurix once again. Can he find this EMP? Was canceled in that last fight, was not able to use it just because of that shatter. Amazing shatter from Fearless. And look at that, he's already basically got another one here. JMac, though, does have one as well. So, do they want to combo the EMP with the shatter to find a big one? Here he goes into the backline and finds it. It's the full 5-man shatter. It's JMac's turn to pop off. Song boost taken out of this fight instantly. Fearless uses the shatter, but it's instantly blocked by the shield of JMac. So, this fight is just going to go to LGE.Huya.
And LGE.Huya is going to take that every single day of the week, because not only are they winning the fight and taking away a lot of time with it by going aggressive, going into the spawn, but on top of that, they pulled a lot away from CC. CC even used, Fearless's shatter, where realistically they needed to hold on to that. Now they only have maybe even just one more fight if they utilize this nano boost at some point as well. That's just going to take that fight even longer, and they're only going to have one opportunity.
And again, Piggy with the Graviton Surge. Fearless solo going to be charged far into the backline and isolated. They do trade over. Both Reinhardt's down on both sides. It's going to come down to the rest of these teams, notably the off-tanks here. We're watching Piggy at high energy, trying to find these pickoffs, trying to find these kills. Song Boost going to get the nano boost on these front lines here. Fearless and JMac returning to the front lines on both sides here. So there's a bit of a lull in the action.
The EMP, though, still, they have to catch CO. CO's so close to that sound barrier.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really just a battle between those two players right now. CO could cancel out the EMP by providing protection, or Heurix could cancel out the sound barrier by just completely negating it outright with the hack.
Yeah, but I love this positioning here from CO. He's going to be hacked to start things off, though. Just a normal hack. Molly, though, found by the bomb. Supports on both sides, and there is the beat we're waiting for. Heurix, where's that EMP? He's not going to use it. He's going to hold. Actually, he's going to use it there. Did he get stunned out of it? I think he might have gotten stunned out of it. But you're just going to see LGE wipe off the back of that anyways. Piggy using that grab. And that's going to be LGE winning out the map entirely. Bit of a chaotic match there, especially at the end of things, but LGE will emerge the victor up 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, Heurix had a really good setup there. He knew he had to find CO in the back line, set up the regular hack, followed up with the EMP, got a 5-man EMP in that last fight as well, just to kind of buy some time for his team. Even when that sound barrier came up, his team was just in such a good position to be able to win that fight. They were able to just drain out that shield very quickly and then easily turn the tides, get the momentum back in their favor, and close that down. But overall, LGE.Huya, yeah, it was a little close here and there, but hey, they got the job done, and now they're up 2-0. They've already secured first place in the group and sitting pretty right now. Lafon,
let's have you come back in here. Now, what do you think about this result? Was it expected, do you think?
I think it is expected, and I think you can see Team CC what they're trying to achieve in this match, right? They're trying to get Fearless game experience, because a couple of these fights comes down to the fact that he's just making one or two plays that are just a little outside, what you kind of expected. He's getting punished for it. So I think giving him game experience here before the playoffs is very, very smart. So I think here, especially because Fearless is mechanically such a strong player, it's just that it comes down to the timings where he's kind of struggling right now, right? It's like, we saw that Earth Shatter. It's all mechanics. He comes in, he hits the shatter on 4 or 5 people, gets the fire strike clean up in the end, and it's really, really good Reinhardt play. But I think his timings have been a little bit awkward in terms of that. But we're gonna get a quick look at the highlights here. You can see, the Graviton Surge being nullified by the Transcendence, and they clean up obviously. So, I think we're talking about Team CC here, and this is that play that we talked about, right? Where he blocks out the Graviton Surge, comes in with the mechanical play on Reinhardt, and he cleans up. And as you mentioned, 60% Earth Shatter gain from it. But at the very end, it comes down to the fact that Lingon, they don't panic. At the very end, Heurix always has that EMP. He always has, he hacks in too, right? He uses a regular hack and they follow up on the target. So there's a ton of work here that Lingon is doing a fantastic job as a team, and I think that is the reason they're on top.
Yeah, really great play that we've seen from them so far. I mean, just Heurix. Seems like we can't talk enough about Heurix and just how much of a difference maker this guy is, right? A lot of times these fights come down to, does he find the hack? Does he find the EMP? He's crazy. All right. Well, we're going to go ourselves into a bit of a halftime break, but we will be back after this to bring you some fantastic 2CP action. So, sure, everyone's going to want to stick around for that, but we will. Definitely triple support play. The question, I think, at least on my mind, is whether or not we're going to see a little bit more Zarya here. This is still a map that Heurix could pull out that very, very infamous now Sombra that he wants to pick every single time. I imagine that's going to be the case for them here as well, but
Zarya is definitely, I would say, preferred in some cases, but, well, hey, they've got Piggy always playing that anyway, so why not bring the Sombra?
Yeah. You know, LGE.Huya just playing the classic, the Sombra 3-3 that, you know, they've definitely come to know and love, and, you know, we have all come to know and love, really. Going for this rotation here on the left side, taking the high ground. Team CC have to fight on the point here. Actually, Baker split from the team, going around, trying to find a hack in the back.
Not only that, but he's building up his EMP in the meantime as well. He's so close to it already, 70%, but JMac actually kind of isolated at the lower end of things here. Oh, he's off the side.
You saw his jump there at the very beginning, and then he was just kind of in a bad position off the back of that. I think he might have misjudged how far he was going to leap and went a little bit too far, and then was just stunned up in the side and sent over the edge into the water. Apparently, the gorilla cannot swim. A little unfortunate, and I mean, really, that's just going to allow LGE to just instantly cap first points, and now they're moving into point B with a really, really good time bank.
I mean, this is exactly what happened on Blizzard World. This is exactly the same thing here. Now they just have so many weapons available for this point B push, and in 2CP, this is everything.
Again, Haker with the EMP pops out, catches 4 members. MangoJai, the most crucial of those, because they're going to be able to find kills, and this Transcendence has to be forced out with this Graviton Surge from Piggy here, so that is not going to get as much value as you would have liked, because there's really only support members in that, and of course, the tanks are isolated from all of that healing, and LGE will just sweep up the kills right after that. Fearless waiting around the corner, looking for the stall here, trying to force that, but JMac does have this Earth Shatter, and will just decimate Fearless as he walks up to the point with the help of Piggy. Really, it's the diagnosis here for Team CC is not looking too good. There is the cap. LGE. What a snowball that was.
I mean, there's no better way to describe it, this snowball, right? I mean, going from point A with all those weapons and then just waltzing right on up to point B and claiming it as your own. I mean, that's exactly the recipe that LGE is looking for. That's what they get every single time.
Exactly. Just great play. And again, it came down to Haker's EMP, right? Builds it up in that first fight and has it for second point, uses it for second point. They sweep kills off of it, and then they just take that momentum from there, carry that forward, and cap the point. Granted, you know, minute was dropped off the clock, but it doesn't matter in the long run, because the amount of time that they had after capping first point so quickly was really just a big, large amount, and 1 minute, they can afford to lose 1 minute.
Well, with you know, a sub 6 minute time bank to work with, LGE.Huya is just in such a good position. They're already up 2-0 in this set. If they win this map, they win the series, and they go lossless in series throughout the entirety of Group B in the group stage of Season 1 2019. So that's a big, big feat for them for this season, and certainly, again, moving into playoffs with momentum to put themselves in the best possible position in terms of their confidence, their morale, you know, again, that momentum that we talked about, to go forward and have a good showing in the playoffs and make their way into the Pacific Showdown. Again, that's what this is all about.
Exactly. And again, right, Team CC, that's what they're preparing for as well. We've talked about it many, many times, right, about how Fearless, they're just looking to integrate him into the roster better. And, you know, we're seeing that, right? We're seeing that in his play, that LGE.Huya, they're capitalizing and focusing on Fearless because, you know, it's a new main tank, right? Again, we don't know how much experience that Fearless has with this specific roster, but, you know, a change in main tank is going to affect any team for, you know, a decent amount of time.
Not only that, but he's going to be the target anyways because of the Sombra, right, as well. So they're always going to look for him as an opening, and he's going to almost go down there.
Oh my goodness. Sia will be the first frag, though. Fearless kept alive through just sheer force of will from MangoJai there. Just never letting up on that healing, but eventually the rest of Team CC will fall, and LGE will just hold first point for the time being.
Punishment and isolation is key for LGE.Huya, and the way that they like to play, especially defense. They always look for those opportunities, and they found that yet again in the form of Fearless initially, but then that overextension was made by Team CC to try to save their Reinhardt player, and that was just another opportunity for that punishment. Now we see EMP up already for Haker. We see everything coming online. They still have this high ground control as well, especially with this Zarya, who's going to be dishing out damage from above here safely.
Oh, the full 6-man EMP. Look at this. I love this restraint here. JMac, they get the first kill. He doesn't use the shatter, right? It's so tantalizing, right?
You can smell blood in the water, but he doesn't go for the shatter. He saves it for the next fight because you don't need the shatter there.
Yeah, this is why their play has just always been defined as clean. And every time they get into these situations, they don't overuse ultimates. They're always very, very good about maintaining and trying to keep an advantage at all times. And this is exactly the way that they go about doing that. Haker causing some, havoc already, causing some chaos for the front line, particularly of CC. Fearless still trying to get in there.
Yeah, eyes on Piggy here with the Graviton Surge online. Shatter comes through. One member knocked down, and it's Lensa, but he's going to be charged away up into the high ground and then subsequently hack. Graviton Surge in from Piggy. And as usual, LGE will just follow right on up with that. And we've got a bit of a stagger there in Mango Jai just by a couple seconds.
Still CC not playing with that Zenyatta. They really do prefer to play, bringing in the Ana. We even see Molly playing a lot of the Ana as well in some of these situations. And again, that really means that anytime a grab comes down, that's a lot of kill potential. That's a lot of lethality that you now have to worry about because you don't have the sustain anymore. CC have that issue now. Lingon Esports, we're going to see them coming online with the sound barrier to contest what is going to be a massive Graviton from Samus, but they get shut down already!
Oh my goodness! He can't keep getting away with this, seriously. It's insane. Just 6-man EMP after 6-man EMP.
Oh man, Haker, time and time again. Every single time he throws that out, Team CC crumbled to dust. LGE.Huya just so good off the back of that. And now they only have 50 seconds left, and they're going to have to come up with something. And realistically, right now, they have to make sure that they do not allow Molly to get off too much damage in this next fight. They have to make sure that they don't give too much to Piggy before the next fight, or else LGE.Huya are going to have too many weapons again.
Exactly, and JMax still with that shatter, right? Has not used it, and Piggy just gonna get that 11% charge on the ultimate in one shot, and now has the Graviton Surge, and it's like you were talking about. They've just built up their weapon stores. They have so much available to them. However, CC gonna be the first aggressors tossing in the Graviton Surge, but they all get shattered, and that's just gonna let LGE completely decimate them. VK quickly resets. Does not want to get staggered with only 10 seconds left on the clock. Can they even touch them?
I don't even know. I mean, 9 seconds left. They're killing off everybody. Seo has to get in there. I think he might actually trigger. Oh, did he contest it? He did contest it somehow. I thought he was too high.
He just barely touched it, but no one else can get there. You're going to see Hager use that EMP to, he gives his life for it, but it makes sense, right? He disables the Wrecking Ball there and prevents him from swinging on in. So, well, there you go. LGE.Huya, they're going to be the winners here, completely undefeated, as you talked about, Heurix, and that is an impressive feat. Lafon, come on in here. What went wrong for Team CC there?
I believe it starts with an H and ends with an R and has a couple of letters in between. That's Haker. I mean, Sombra is so powerful. I actually thought Team CC dealt with Haker relatively well in the first two maps in terms of forcing the Sombra out, spy checking, and forcing bad EMPs, but man, Volskaya Industries is Sombra's playground, and clearly Haker's as well. As I think it was 4 6-man EMPs happened in that one.
All right, and we're just getting right in game here on our 4th map, Watch Point Gibraltar. We got LGE starting off on the offense here. Again, both teams kind of running this dive, moving in, trying to take control of this high ground here, as per usual, but LGE.Huya will just kind of drop back and continue to push the card down below. Haker, first pick.
That's a big pick right there. CC want to hold on to this high ground because they're running that double sniper, and they want to create a lot of distance for Songboost to take advantage of, and that's exactly what they got there. Haker, again, even though he is that first pick that, fell early, he's already still at 70% towards his EMP. It's actually insane how unnaturally fast he's able to get these EMPs up time and time again. I mean, now we're going to see them building into that again, trying to push that space, trying to get down Songboost's throat as much as they can.
Yeah. LGE.Huya here trying to take control of the blue box. Positional advantage that you gain when you take it, so incredibly important, but they got information on exactly where Molly is. JWJ will capitalize on that and then finish off JMac as well. EMP comes through onto 4 members. JWJ bursted down by LGE, and they will just continue to push this. There's going to be a bit of a stall here from BK, but second or at least first point is as good as theirs. But might be an opportunity for some clutch plays here. We're seeing ultimates come out. JDBJ using the Dragon Strike on the point itself. Piggy dropping the bomb. And actually, Team CC, again, able to sustain for just long enough. And these sustained fights is one thing they're definitely good at. But LGE they are not done yet. They come back in and they are angry, especially J-Mac. Comes in with a Primal Rage, takes Mango Jai out of it. But Molly instantly returned upon by Fearless. Bomb in the backline, finds J-Mac. Hiker looking for this EMP. He's so very close to it. Could pop down, use it in this fight, but there might not be enough members there to use, so LG Esports will just invest that sound barrier and then push their way into second point. As long as they can take it down, Mango Jai with this Transcendence here. Hack comes through onto Fearless, low HP in the sidelines, but not before it takes down Piggy, and there we go. Point captured and all that madness, and we're into second point now.
A lot of sustain on display from CC. We'll probably see them make some swaps from Song Boost and JDWJ there as we go into the hangar phase. Lingon Esports just pushing forward with, they're trying to go as fast as they can here. They're trying to take the space as quickly as they can, because with Winston's in play here, you want to take control of high ground. You want to have that advantage. And you also want to deal with Aker, who's just sitting up on top of the ship with EMP again at the ready.
Oh, check this out. He's going to pop down, do it again like he's done it a million times before. Another 6-man EMP. I don't know how he does it. It's a formula, really.
Yeah, and this is one of those guys that, as I said before, even if Lingon Esports Huya was playing some kind of, 6 support strat, 6 tank strat, Haker's still over there on the side, playing some version of tank or support Sombra. He's going to play that no matter what, because this man plays only Sombra, and LGE.Huya do so much with it every single time that he's on it. Look at this time bank that they have allotted to get through this final stage of the map, and again, 65% already for Haker's next EMP.
Yeah. It is unreal how fast he builds them up and how consistently he finds value with them. He's been the keystone upon which LGE.Huya has built this 3-map wins upon, and now we're seeing Fearless trying to put a stop to it here, getting aggressive with the Primal Rage, but everyone evades his grasp. Meanwhile, J-Mac and Piggy decimate the backline of CC on the front line, I suppose, and they just pick up the triple kill there, make it a quad, and the cart will just keep on rolling. We're seeing J-Mac there go back to the spawn, making the swap over onto the Reinhardt, most likely.
Team CC forced a long fight at the end of first, but ever since they won the first fight, Team CC hasn't won a single fight at all to LGE.Huya throughout the rest of this map. I mean, LGE.Huya have so many weapons yet again. We know what they can do with them once they get those stacked up, once these ultimates come online, and they're about to have 5 again.
Exactly, and Haker 71%. That's just the clock of death ticking in, and when it strikes 100, it's just instant death for everyone. LGE.Huya tossing in the bomb, and they find Fearless Song Boost not long after, just off of Molly alone. And now LGE.Huya once again with the man advantage. The cart does not stop moving. The wheels on this bus, they will continue to go round and round.
Well, here's the contest from Mango Jai. I mean, still, even though this Transcendence is out, CC still might lose some bodies.
EMP catches 3 members. Fearless gone. Mango Jai extremely low. Finally removing the fight. VK with the bomb. Might turn things around, but nope. Just going to be completely and utterly blocked by LGE.Huya here. They're using both their support ultimates in this fight. So they got to win it out here, because if by some miracle CC is able to contest this point and stabilize onto it, but you see J-Mac there just emote for the spawn doors. He knows what his job. His job is to block that door by all means, and he did just that. So just great play there from LGE.Huya. Stopped at the first point. As soon as they got going, they did not stop. It was just great play.
Yeah, excellent play there. Really just throwing everything at their opposition. CC just didn't know what to do at certain stages, and really, again, Haker playing that Sombra, you can see how effective they are with that. But not only that, but I also really want to give props to their diva. The set bombs have really clutched out fights where they didn't have the EMP, and they could actually instead use that as an opportunity to go for Fearless. They throw out the set bomb, Fearless has to play defensively, and they easily can find a pick that way.
Exactly, and it's just really game plan for LGE.Huya. What can we say but kill Fearless, right? And it's worked for them clearly throughout this entire series. They isolate him time and time again. They bully that poor man, turn him into a pinball, just knock him around in between each and every tank. I mean, he's on Team CC, but he's the one getting CC'd, right? It'd be the other way around.
As soon as he picks Reinhardt, if he's on Winston, they actually do pretty well. Unfortunately, once he's forced to go over to the Reinhardt, once that's literally forced upon him, that's when they start to struggle. That's when CC doesn't feel like, you know, the same team as what we see from them when they're playing the Winston.
Yeah, and LGE.Huya, you know, they're just so good at, once they have the momentum, right, they're not going to let go of that momentum. They're, all right, we've seen the restraint that they have and the ultimate control that they have. They're not gonna just throw out ultimates willy-nilly. They're gonna save them, and that's what lets them build up those insane snowball pushes, because they have ultimates to use, and they do consistently find value with them.
Well, CC, they're gonna bring out that Winston-based 3-3 here, really offering up their ability to, you know, contest the high ground, put resources into Fearless on the Winston. This is what really makes them look at their best.
Yeah. Drop down from LGE.Huya there. Just kind of waiting here to see Piggy fly back up. CC kind of retreat into that side room with a health pack there. Haker somehow moves in, sneaks in, hacks that. Would make a difference, but CC just going to continue to rotate, coming around the back of the high ground here and trying to take control through that means. And they actually do seem to hold blue box control for the time being there. Watching Piggy, of course, at the moment. But yeah, then now CC, they've done an interesting thing where they've actually flipped the positions. Now it's like they're playing the defense and LGE is playing the offense, and now they have to approach them.
Well, LGE.Huya, I mean, they're definitely going to fold here, but they have another opportunity to take a fight. They have to make sure that they can get through, though. CC is going to really try to be basically the bouncers there and just try to control every doorway with Fearless. Again, they're just throwing all their resources into that Winston player.
And Haker, again, with the EMP. Really, it's just another ability for this guy, and he's going to use it there. 5 members caught. MangoJai able to avoid it, but he doesn't have the Transcendence up quite yet. So his team might just get wiped here for the time being. But again, they are very, very close, so there is an opportunity to come back and take it the next fight.
Yeah, just a regular ability, right? I mean, 10-second cooldown for Haker, effectively. I mean, that's pretty much what we've seen so far. There's going to be a late one onto VK. They're going to take that kill, stall him out pretty considerably. Now down to 2 minutes on the timer for Team CC's push, but hey, CC doing a lot better now on their attack than they did on their defense, at least. Yeah. And seemingly, they definitely could string something together to pull out this first point, get themselves into the hangar phase, as long as they can deny Haker for just a little bit here.
Yeah. Song boost very close there to that Graviton Surge, but JWJ just going to go down. CC, do they want to keep engaging? No, they back out. It's a wise move from them. Don't want to overinvest and feed too many ultimates, especially with Haker, where they actually take him down. Now's the time for CC to engage.
Absolutely. This is a huge opportunity while Sombra is out of the field. 6v5 advantage. They need to get engaged as quick as possible. Start utilizing ultimates, swing the fight even more in their favor.
Rally on both sides here. Team CC, they've got the big 6 up and running. They've kind of pushed LGE into that side room there, but they're going to be able to escape with the help of that Primal Rage, knocking all of them out of the way. Haker with the EMP. Will this man find value once more? I'm assuming the answer is yes, but again, time will tell. We got to wait and see here. Team CC might want to play just a little bit split. Graviton Surge tossed in. 3 members caught off the back of that. MangoJai evades and he's able to use the Transcendence here, but Molly as well, using a Transcendence of his own to counteract Song Boost's Graviton Surge. Bomb in the backline from both of these teams does not find anything, but the isolation is there. Now, both these teams very split up. Team CC looking like they're rallying back together, and they find the first kill there onto Lensa. JMac moving in, trying to block that damage, trying to protect the supports. He does so for the time being and allows Molly to secure and sweep up that kill onto Fearless, and the DMAC onto VK as well. LGE.Huya are sustaining themselves and finding their footing back in this fight, but Song Boost looking to turn things around here. High energy, trying to make a difference. Finds Piggy to start things off. Almost has another Graviton Surge if he could just stay alive here. JMac with the Primal Rage, knocking about his supports in the backline. MangoJai is able to deter the Angry Monkey and drop him down to manageable HP. Soundbearer in from LGE.Huya. Again, another sustained fight we're seeing at the end of this point, and really it's going to come down to Song Boost's Graviton Surge right here, right now. But will Haker use his EMP first? It's going to be a question, and it is that Graviton Surge tossed in. Transcendence again from Molly, and there's the 5-man EMP. CEO, he dodges it. He's up top, and he's able to pop it down, but not before MangoJai goes down with the Transcendence. Absolutely huge pickup there for LGE, and they're able to find Fearless off the back of that as well. They're looking to end things right here, right now, before this, and take this series 4-0. Song Boost drops to Yakami here. Bomb over the top from BK. Does not find anything. Cart edges just a little bit closer forward, but it's not going to be enough. JWJ falls on the point. BK D-Max moves out. It's his turn to contest the payload, but it is just not enough in the end. Transcendence out. Doesn't matter. Wears off, and he just gets instantly focused down. LGE Esports, and what was a very, very long fight, win out Watch 1 Gibraltar, taking the series entirely 4-0. Very impressive stuff that we saw here today, Heurix.
Absolutely. I mean, 2 full holds from LGE.Huya and almost a third as well if you even go back to Blizzard World. So really, really excellent stuff. Shutting down CC, who honestly had a good startup.
Yeah. Lafon, gonna bring you in again. All eyes on Fearless. How do you think he performed in this game overall? Did Team CC gain valuable experience from this?
Well, I mean, you got some experience. It's gonna now can you turn into valuable experience, right? All experience is good experience if you learn from it. So now you know where you stand with Fearless. You know what your expectations are heading into playoffs, and now you need to learn from that. So I think, yeah, it's good for them. They actually do get game size. They get an idea of where his strengths and weaknesses lie in game state. That's just very important. But I think for Team CC, a lot of work is left to be done, and you have playoffs coming up. So not a whole lot of time left, and you gotta cement yourself being able to play pretty strongly. But I think one thing to note is that for Team CC, there are other issues that are at stake too, right? They're running the 3-3, but they're consistently incapable of dealing with Sombra. I mean, part of that is because it's Haker, but part of it is also that they just don't make smart decisions when they're setting up around an EMP, right? How many times do you get 6-man EMP? Like, you rarely see that in general.
Yeah.
And it comes down to the fact that they're not tracking it properly, and then even if they are tracking it, they're not positioning properly, so that, if you get 4 people in an EMP, okay, that just means the Sombra played really well. If you get 6, it usually means that you're doing something wrong. So I think here for Team CC, they have a lot of game tape to go over because as a team, there was some questionable decision making. I think you give up 2 fights in a row on Volsky Industries in basically instant fashion, and then you lose out on the defense. So there's a ton of work left to be done here for Team CC before playoffs, as I mentioned. But highlights coming through, of course, as we see, JWJ on the Hanzo coming a couple kills. Not enough, of course. As here's one of those massive EMPs, right?
He's like a peregrine falcon just diving in from above, just deadly.
Part of the problem, it's super predictable too, right? Like, it's like he does it every time. After like the 3rd time, you'd expect, yeah, we figured it out. He's going to do it. So, no, for Team CC, a lot of work, but Lingon, they cement themselves as being one of the best teams in the region.
Well, that's gonna end things out for this first series. We're gonna go to Lucky Future versus Team for Victory. Next will be cast, of course, by the illustrious IHOLDSHIFT, and of course our good old friend Panda. We will see you guys there after that for the 3rd game. Until then, see you guys later.